So after being locked down in the US for 4 months straight, I got on Google and I wanted to see who was open, what countries were open, and of all places, Belgrade, Serbia was open to Americans without a test or without a visa. You could just show up and get 90 days for free, so that's what I did. I originally booked a Qatar Airlines flight, but they canceled their Doha to Belgrade route, so they canceled my entire flight, so I couldn't take them. But in the same hour, I was able to get a flight on Turkish Airlines leaving LAX with 2 bags, one carry-on, one personal item for $576, which I thought was a great deal at the time because I was leaving in about a week. You usually have to book 2 weeks to 1 month out to get a great deal like that, but I got it. I'm right here in front of Serbian Parliament. I know you can't see it because the bus is blocking it, but it is absolutely beautiful here, guys. Serbia is like so underrated. Places like Bali and Thailand, I would say they're kind of overrated now. Thailand has great beaches, but I lived in Chiang Mai for a year and a half, and it was great. The people were great, but there just wasn't too much going on there. Besides the bar scene, and I'm not really super into the bar scene, so I got really depressed there, especially after the CV, that's what I'm going to call it, so I don't get demonetized or deranked. When that happened in Chiang Mai, slowly but surely the city pretty much died. So I went down to Bangkok because I was leaving Thailand. Before this whole CV happened, I decided I'm moving from Thailand to Georgia, and I wanted to go to Georgia because it was a European-like experience, very low cost, and also I don't have to deal with immigration there because they give U.S. passports, most Western passports, 1-year stamps, so you don't have to deal with immigration for a whole year. So that's a great deal. However, I went from Chiang Mai down to Bangkok on an overnight train on the state railway of Thailand on a sleeper car, and that was a great experience. 12 hours. I had nothing to complain about. It was about $30 from Chiang Mai to Bangkok on a train overnight, and then I hung out in Bangkok for about 2 weeks, and then I said before I go to Georgia, I want to go see the Thai Islands one more time. So that's what I did. I went to Koh Samet, which is an island by Cambodia. I found a great deal for leaving a van leaving Bangkok, plus the transfer was like $15 or something crazy like that, $20. So I said from Bangkok to the island it's like $20. I can't really pass that up. So I went ahead and did it, and I was there for about a week, and while I was there, Georgia locked down their borders. And so I got a hotel between the 2 airports in Bangkok in case I needed to hightail it out of the country pretty quick. Because this was back in March, and in March we did not know how bad this thing was. We didn't know if we were dealing with like a World War Z type situation. All I saw on Twitter were people falling over in China, and it looked really, really bad there. So I'm not gonna lie, I was worried. And so all my friends went down to Koh Phangan, and I said, guys, I don't think we should be this far from the airport in this type of situation. And so I stayed behind in Bangkok, and I checked into a really, really cheap hotel, which was a great deal, like $9-10 a night. Guys, it was a killer deal, maybe one of the best deals I ever got in a hotel ever. The room was immaculate, everything was perfect, nothing to complain about. But the problem is after 2 weeks of staring at white walls and nothing but internet, I got really lonely, and so I decided to see where I could go. And I couldn't go anywhere because this was the height of the problem, we'll call it that. And the only place I could really go at the time was back home to America, so I decided to get a plane to San Diego, for about $480 on Asiana Airlines. That is a good airline, I will tell you. Asiana was like wonderful. And this was like at the height of the crisis. No one knew what was really going on, how bad it was going to be. And these Asiana people, they were on their game. I have nothing to complain about. The food was really good on their flights. Probably the best meal service I ever had. They fed us like 3 times. Most airlines only feed you twice, if that. So I felt really, really lucky. Their food was really good, actually, for plane food, and their service was wonderful. They're very strict on their baggage limits, though, and I had to load balance my luggage. But you know, it's written down. Some airlines will let you a few kilograms over. Asiana would not. So can't really knock them. That's their official policy, and they're very strict about it. They did break a wheel on my luggage. I don't know if Asiana did it. Okay. I think maybe the airport baggage handlers did it. I have military spec bags, so it's very hard to break. So something very traumatic must have happened to this bag. I don't know what, but nothing inside was broken, so that's good. But my $300, $400 bag was severely damaged on the wheel. They're so big that you need wheels because they're so heavy to roll. So no problem. When I got back to San Diego, I got on eBay. I got on Craigslist first, but then I got on eBay and I found the same exact bag. It's a military surplus bag. It's a Black Hawk alert bag for $59, and it was like, to get it delivered and like all said and done with shipping and everything, it was $99 for a new bag. I was like, you know what? I don't even care. So I had 2 bags then, and I'm glad I got 2 bags, because I decided after 4 months of San Diego and lockdown, and oh my gosh, the restaurants back in America were so horrible. I don't know what happened to the food quality, but it was really, really bad. So it was pretty much unbearable. I was in a very nice section of San Diego, but with nothing to do, everything locked down. Everyone was so mask crazy. You know, and then all the rioting started and everything, and I was like, you know what, it's time to go. Like the nomad capitalist Andrew Henderson says, go where you're treated best. So I wasn't really feeling San Diego anymore, or even America. So I Googled to see what was open, and Serbia, of all places, was open. And so I decided to go to Serbia, and I decided to move here. And because I don't have a home, so wherever I'm at is my home. So I'm planning to stay here for at least 6 months, if not a year. My first impressions of Belgrade, it is so beautiful. I can't even believe a city like this exists. I've never been to Europe, so this is my first European experience, so I'm still in the honeymoon phase. But guys, for the value, I think Belgrade is where it's at. From all the places I've been, Bali, Chiang Mai, Vietnam, Malaysia, I like Belgrade the best. The reason I like it is because you get a European experience. Look at this. This is so beautiful. You get a European experience for Thailand prices, so it really can't be beat. I got a really, really nice apartment, really nice, for about $400 a month. That's not my final, bill or anything like that. There's utilities on top of that. Because I'm leasing it, I'm not doing Airbnb or any of that BS. I lease it directly from the owner, so all the utilities will be in my name, which is good, so I can establish residency here. If I want to stay here in Serbia, I'm going to have to form a company and employ myself, which is actually not too hard to do. Some people complain about it, but people also complain about getting a driver's license in Chiang Mai too, so for me, I don't think it'll be that crazy or that hard. I actually have a local that's helping me, and she's very smart. She's actually from Montenegro, but she's trying to immigrate here herself, and she's done it. She's getting her passport very soon, so I thought she'd be a great person to be friends with, and she is helping me with whatever questions I have. She told me where to get health insurance, and then I researched the health insurance company she told me about, and it was completely really good, raving reviews everywhere. That's, what is it, Serbian generally or something like that. Anyways, health insurance is required here. I'm insured right now by travel insurance, but no one would know if I didn't have insurance. But I just don't want to like make anyone mad here. I follow all the laws all the time because I find when you do, your life just goes a lot easier than other expats or other digital nomads that kind of try to skate around and skirt the laws. I'm completely legal here. I'm registered with the police. My flat is registered with the police, so no one can say anything about me here. Look at this fountain. This fountain lights up blue at night, and it goes. I don't like to jaywalk in Serbia because cars come out of nowhere, but I'll do it this time. Just to show you guys this fountain. Look at this. Sometimes kids swim in here. And there's Huawei, the US's arch nemesis. And that's all I'll say about that. But they have these like public squares and these parks, and there's kids, there's families, there's people exercising, there's no one fighting, there's no riots going on. They did have some protests about the CV lockdown that they were going to propose after the election, and that didn't happen. No one's wearing masks here except in buses and grocery stores because there's elderly people present there. And what else? There's a lot of undercover cops here as well. So don't ask me how I know they're undercover, just take my word for it. I feel very safe here, even at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Even if I was walking down the street really drunk, I would feel safe here. Someone in my former accommodation, when I first got here, said that he was expecting drugs, hookers, and old Volvos, and it's nothing like that, guys. It's probably what Europe was like 20 years ago. There's no crises going on here. Everything is pretty much perfect for an expat. For locals, they have a different take on life. As we do in America, their lives are not as perfect, but for me, it's pretty good. People are looking at me on the street because of my camera. I got the smallest camera I can get, and people are still looking at me, but they're not on YouTube. So what else should we talk about? Yeah, so I got this this apartment. It's absolutely beautiful, guys. I'm going to show it to you in another video, probably in my very next video. I live 3 blocks from Parliament, right next to a public park, on this top floor of the building, and my street is lined with trees that are like really overgrown, and it's really beautiful. It looks like the park kind of extends down into my street. And I've never had a nicer apartment. Even my private apartment in San Diego was not as nice as this. For the location, the value, just everything. Look at this. So if we go down here, this is where all the restaurants are at. There's a McDonald's here. There's a few bars. What else? Oh, and these clothing stores you see here, the clothes here are not expensive if you have US dollars. In most of the shops. I saw one that was kind of absurdly priced, but I don't know what the story behind that was. But all these clothing shops are really, really nice, and like a pair of shoes is $50 to $70 for nice dress shoes. Shirts are $18 to $30 per shirt for a dress shirt, so not too bad. What else? My cell phone bill with Telenor, I recommend Telenor. It's $5 to start, and that includes 10 gigabytes, but that's an introductory price. Then it goes up to it's approximately $1 a gigabyte. when I got here, people were like, oh, just put credit on your phone, and you know, when it runs out, put more. And I'm like, I don't like that, because I like to know how much I'm paying. So I want a set gigabyte plan. I want like 5, 10, 15 gigabytes. But they have that here. But yeah, they have that here. They also bill per megabyte. So it's 0.12 RSD for per megabyte, and I did a calculation, and per gigabyte it's like $1 or something crazy like that. So it's like I pay like now I pay, after the introductory price, I pay like 1,000 RSD for 10 gigabytes, which is like $10 US. It's a little over $10 US, which isn't bad. So I pay approximately $10 a month for my cell phone, and that includes mobile hotspot. It's really fast too here. I think I was getting like 70 megabits per second on my phone, on my Google Pixel 3. So they have a good LTE system, at least in Belgrade. I heard Telnor has pretty good reception, and it does. I was getting reception even where the state telecom was not getting reception. I was at a rave in at the Fortress, and we were down on a hill, and then there was like stone walls around us, and I was getting service, and people with the state MTS or whatever it is was not. So when I leased my apartment, my landlord took me down on the same day to the cable company called SBB, and helped me sign up for a package. And I know this sounds scary, guys, but it's not that bad, and here's why. If you sign a 2-year contract, they give you 6 months for 1 dinar. 6 months of internet and cable TV for 1 dinar. And then it's a 2-year contract. It's a year and a half after that. So I asked him how much it is if I were to leave Serbia, and I didn't want to leave like a collections account behind. How much it would be for early termination of the contract, and they said you just have to pay 1 month ahead. And so that was easy. So they said, we don't know what time we can get someone out there, but we'll call you. So my landlord gave him his number because he speaks Serbian. They probably speak English too, but it's just easier. So he called me the same day and said they're going to be out there tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. And they were there right on time, guys. They called ahead to make sure I was going to be available, and then he showed up right on time. The install was 15 minutes. My apartment was pre-wired for cable, so it was easy. He just installed a cable modem and a TV box and made sure it worked and left. It was very painless. And the same day I got an apartment, and within 1 day I had my own internet. My cell phone was very easy also to set up with Telnor. VIP is good too, but it doesn't have, people say it doesn't have as good service as Telnor or MTS, which is I think the state telecom. I recommend Telnor if you come to Serbia. Look how beautiful this place is. There's Chinese food. There's people eating Chinese food. So it's really easy to live here if you make US dollars, because I mean, for US dollar people, everything is super cheap. They have pharmacies everywhere if you need that. They have hospitals. They have a really good military hospital. I just can't say enough good things about this place. I don't know why more people are not here. I do see a lot of expats here, and there are a lot of Americans, but I'd like to see more. You know, instead of going to Paris or, you know, anywhere else in Europe, I would highly recommend coming to Serbia. You can come today if you want, and there's no visa for US passports. There's no tests, travel tests, if you know what I mean. There's no quarantine either, so it's almost like it's not, the CV is non-existent here in everyday life. So down here is a shopping mall. It's like a pretty high-end walking street mall. Oh, their public transportation here is great too. I forgot to mention that. I'm never one to take the bus, but I take buses all the time here, and I don't have any problem getting to where I need to go. The only problem you have sometimes is crossing the street. But let me see if I can do that real quick. See, cars come out of nowhere here. But the traffic situation is not bad here in Belgrade. I don't see like, you know, traffic backups for miles like I did in Chiang Mai or Bangkok. And what else? I'm just like flabbergasted I didn't come here sooner. You know what's really weird though, guys, is I wanted to come here. I was interviewed by a YouTuber at Sky Garden on Bali, and he asked me where I wanted to go after Bali, and I said I want to go to Chiang Mai, Thailand. I want to go to Belgrade, Serbia, and then I want to go to Medellin, Colombia. And let me cross the street. This guy's trying to turn. See, out of nowhere. What was I saying? So, what's weird, what's really weird, guys, is the universe and the law of attraction has led me exactly here at this time of global crisis. And it's really weird to think back and say I wanted to come here originally, and I kind of forgot about it. And now I'm here. How weird is that? That's really weird. You know, you want to hear something weirder? Is when I was staying at my first accommodation, I was walking around for like 3 weeks just on foot to see where everything was and how everything was, and to like learn the lay of the land, so to say. And I walked down this really dark, creepy street. It looked like Dracula and his family lived there. And I said, maybe I could live on the street. And what's really weird is I didn't notice for the first few days because I only would go to my apartment at night. That's the street that my apartment is on. Exactly. And it's not just on that street, it's in the first building of that street. And I really, guys, I honestly believe in the law of attraction. Google it, YouTube it, learn it. It works, trust me. Everything has just gone so smoothly here for me. Everything. Even the airport taxi didn't rip me off. That's the National Museum, I believe, and it's very, very beautiful. There's fountains. Some of them you can drink out of. This one you cannot. I'll take you over there in another video, but look at this architecture. They don't make these like this in America, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm very happy here. The fortress, Kalimantan Fortress, is very beautiful. It's a great place for like exercise. There's a lot of things you can explore there. It took me like 5 days to explore the entire fortress. And I went everywhere, guys, even where locals don't know about. But it's a huge fortress. It's straight ahead. Oh yeah, and a lot of people, they have these scooters. I think you can rent them monthly for like $25 a month. I saw a ad for it, but I don't know where or how yet. Maybe I'll get one later. But usually, oh, you can hear musicians. Ugh, I can't pronounce it, my mouth is dry. Look at this. This is like, this place is just so beautiful. Son. Guys, I can't believe how lucky I am to be in Serbia right now. When everyone is fighting, there's rioting, there's mass Karens going around everywhere. Food shortages, you know, rain, floods in China. I'm here, and it's beautiful. Come to Serbia, you won't regret it. Millennium Shopping Center. So there's like, I don't know if this used to be a palace or what, but if you go in there, there's all these little nooks and crannies. It's like the Moroccan Europe almost. There's people selling all kinds of stuff, and look at these dresses. Here's the prices. $56, $63, $70. For a designer dress, you can't really beat that. That's very expensive for a local though. Local wages here are about $350 to about $800 US. Well, here's a Vans store. I don't particularly like Vans. I'm a New Balance guy. But it's good to know that an American brand is here, because I didn't think they had Vans here. There's shopping malls. I don't like shopping malls too much. I'll go there if I need something very specific. But I had enough of shopping malls in Thailand. So I've never gone to Dubai. It's because there's nothing to do but shopping malls there. Look at this. Look at this place. It's so old. So beautiful. Let's see what's back here. Oh, it's a restaurant. See? Huh. Next to... Huh. Let's go down here. I'm just happy as a clam here, guys. I like it even better than San Diego. And I grew up in San Diego. San Diego's a great place, but it's kind of boring. Like, I'm in tech, and there's not a big tech scene there. You would think there would be, but there's not. You know, you can be a systems administrator for the government, basically, or biotech. Those are the two big industries there in San Diego. But anything like startups or anything, they usually fail. If someone does a startup in San Diego, I kind of feel bad for you. I think Serbia would be a better place than San Diego for a startup. One, for tax reasons, but also there's a lot of local talent here, and everyone speaks English here. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys that. Literally, if they're under 50 years old, even if they're over 50 sometimes, but everyone speaks English here. Enough to get by. They might not be extremely fluent in it, but you can order at a restaurant. You can have a conversation with them. Some words are broken, but most people, I've met people that I thought were American because they had no accent and they spoke English perfectly. And so you won't have any trouble. Like I've never been to the country of Georgia, but I hear not very many people speak English there very well. So there's some trade-offs. You have to deal with immigration here, but everyone speaks English. Your life will be easier. And I feel there's more going on in Belgrade than there is in Tbilisi, Georgia. So I'm glad that the universe brought me here and not there. Not that it's a bad place. I might go there after Belgrade, after I tire, after a year of Belgrade, 6 months to a year. I might go check out Tbilisi, so I don't want to talk too much smack on it. But I was waiting for 3 months for them to reopen, and they said every month that we're going to reopen the next month, and they did that 3 times. I finally gave up on my Tbilisi idea and came to Belgrade. But there's restaurants. Not everyone is mass crazy here. I've been to raves here. I've been to 2 raves. I've been to a house party. I've been to many restaurants inside and outside, and guess what, guys? I'm not sick. I'm gonna buy my health insurance soon from a Serbian company and get off my travel insurance because they don't cover a lot of stuff. Travel insurance, I don't really care for it. There's a lot of horror stories about travel insurance, so I can buy Serbian insurance for like 30 to 50 euro, like $60 a month, and have full coverage at private hospitals here. I think that's a great deal, and I'm going to do it. What else? So, when you get an apartment, you can find an apartment for 250 euros, which is approximately like $320 or something like that. And it might sound cheap, but if you have heating, so there's 3 types of heating here. There's steam, which is called Infostan, and that's expensive. It's like steam that comes from the city, and you have to pay for it year round. There's electric heat, like wall, like radiators. You only have to pay for that when it's cold outside. And then there's a third one, and I forget what, but my apartment has Infostan, so my landlord showed me the bill like directly from Infostan, and it was like $97 a month I have to pay for heating. That's crazy. That's really expensive. So, and that's, you know, that's what all the locals have to pay too. So think about 350 euros is what I pay for my apartment, which is about 400 US dollars. And I have to pay almost an extra, I have to pay an extra $100 per month, even in the summertime, for heating. So you have to pay for it year round. However, if I had electric heating, I could just heat one room, or I could not pay for it in the summertime. So little by little, your costs add up here. For example, you can't just buy internet here. You have to buy internet and TV. There's no internet only package. And the lowest package they have is like $35 per month. Doesn't sound like a lot, but like I said, little things really can add up. Let's go down the street. So we're at $500 just for the apartment and heating. Doesn't cover electricity. And I think there was, I'm not paying the building maintenance fee. I think that might be included in the rent. I don't know who pays for water yet, but it doesn't seem like anybody does. What else? So we're at $500. So $530 for the rent, for the Infostan, and for my cable TV and internet. My cell phone bill is $10 a month, approximately. So we're at like what, $540 now? We're almost at $600 a month. And health insurance, that's $600. You know, then you're at $600 a month, and that's just, you know, your base living costs. So it's still not bad. I mean, that is a great deal for all that for $600 a month. And then, you know, eating out is like literally like $2 to $6 per meal. $6 is like on the expensive side, but you get really good food here. I ordered some stews by a lake that were like $6 a piece, and then me and my friend had several sodas and waters, and with everything it came out to $18 for 2 people for dinner by the lake. And my Serbian friend commented that, ooh, that was kind of expensive when we were walking away. I paid because I have US dollars, I make US dollars, but they thought, for a Serbian person, they thought that was expensive. They have all these booksellers here too. Behind, if you guys like books, they're all in Serbian though, but they're behind Parliament. They sell them out of vans, so check there. Okay guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, but I hope I've given you a lot of good information about Serbia to make your decision. If you want to come here, come visit. You know, Airbnbs, you can get an Airbnb for just a month if you want, and stay here for just a month to see if you want to live here. But it's super easy to live here, and I think it's super easy to immigrate here, and you guys want to get in on it, because from what I'm reading online, what locals are telling me, that if you have residence here for 3 years and you've been here 51% of the time or something like that, now don't quote me on this, this is just, you know, kind of second, third hand knowledge, you can apply for a passport. And actually, that girl that's really smart that told me where to get my insurance, she's like, you know, you wouldn't think, but the Serbian passport on that passport index is like 12th down on the list. So it's actually a pretty powerful passport. They're not in the EU, so you can't like live and work in the EU. They're trying to join the EU. Personally, I hope that they don't. I think they're doing fine the way they are, but they want to try to get in the EU, but I don't really foresee the EU accepting them with everything going on right now anytime soon. So, but they're you have to really give them credit. Oh, this is the fountain you can drink from. You really have to give these people credit because they're trying to do everything in their power to become like Western Europe and more like the US, and I really respect them for that. They clean the streets at night with fire hoses. They have a crew that goes around and just walks up and down the streets with a tanker truck and 2 fire hoses and like washes everything down. And they don't even do that in America. There's some street sweeping in America, but it's pretty much BS street sweeping. It's not very effective. Here it's very effective. Their streets are very clean. Nothing smells like pee. And I was really surprised when I saw that because, like I said, even in America, they don't do that. What else? So transportation's easy. Getting an apartment, hellooglassi.com. I'll put it in the description of this video. You're gonna have to use Google Translate on it or kind of learn Serbian to be able to use it. But you can find rentals there for like $250 a month in Belgrade. I got the best one on the whole site, in my opinion. But there are some other good ones, and who knows what will pop up in the future. Should this economic downturn continue. Okay guys, so like I said, I want to end the video, but I hope I've given you some really good insight into Serbia and my time here and my experience thus far, and I hope to see you guys here soon.